Have you ever wondered how a giant, fire-breathing lizard became one of the most enduring icons in science fiction? Godzilla isn't just a monster. He's a legend, a metaphor, and a cultural phenomenon that has shaped the way we think about science fiction and the unknown. It all started in 1954 in post-war Japan. The world was still grappling with the horrors of nuclear destruction, and out of this fear, Godzilla was born. The original film was more than just a monster movie. It was a warning, a terrifying reflection of the devastation caused by nuclear weapons. Godzilla wasn't just a creature, he was a force of nature, an unstoppable consequence of humanity's recklessness. As the years went by, Godzilla evolved. Sometimes he was the villain, destroying cities, a symbol of mankind's hubris. Other times, he was the hero, a protector against even greater threats. But through it all, one thing remained constant. Godzilla changed the way we see monsters. In cinema, his massive presence paved the way for an entire genre of kaiju films, inspiring countless creatures across sci-fi history. Beyond the monster, thematic depth, and societal reflections. But why does Godzilla resonate so deeply with audiences? Even decades later? Maybe it's because he represents more than just destruction. He embodies our fears, our mistakes, and our place in the world. Think about it. How many sci-fi movies today use monsters and disasters to comment on real-world issues? Godzilla did it first. Environmentalism. In later films, Godzilla became a warning about nature's wrath. Humanity poisons the planet, and in return, Godzilla rises. A devastating reminder that nature always fights back. Political allegory. Throughout history, Godzilla has reflected the fears of the time: nuclear war, Cold War tensions, even corporate greed. His stories aren't just about destruction, they're about the consequences of humanity's actions. Existentialism. What does Godzilla tell us about our place in the universe? He's a titan, beyond human control, reminding us that nature, chaos, and power are far bigger than we are. Godzilla isn't just a monster, he's a mirror. He forces us to look at ourselves, to ask, are we the real monsters? Godzilla's impact on popular culture. It's impossible to talk about science fiction's evolution without mentioning Godzilla's influence. His massive footprint is everywhere. Cinema, from Hollywood blockbusters like Pacific Rim to the resurgence of the monsterverse, Godzilla's DNA is woven into modern filmmaking, comics, video games, and more. He's battled the Avengers, faced off against King Kong, and even inspired an entire generation of game designers. Art and design. Godzilla's distinct silhouette, those jagged dorsal fins, the massive tail, the terrifying roar, has inspired everything from fashion to futuristic architecture. And let's not forget the Kaiju legacy. Without Godzilla, would we have creatures like Cloverfield's monster? The terrifying aliens in A Quiet Place? Even Jurassic Park's T-Rex owes something to the king of the monsters. The future of Godzilla. Reimagining a classic, if Godzilla has ruled science fiction for decades, what's next? Modern reimaginings. The recent wave of Godzilla films, from the 2014 reboot to Godzilla -1, shows that the king is constantly evolving. A new era for kaiju. With streaming platforms and CGI advancements, we're seeing a revival of giant monster stories, bigger, smarter, and more immersive than ever. Godzilla's enduring influence. As long as we have fears, anxieties, and a curiosity about the unknown, Godzilla's story will never end.